Hello everybody, it's the Pepper Wolverine over here in Willowbrook, Illinois, once again. It's a nice afternoon. Sitting here in the gazebo because I think it's going to start raining here pretty soon, and it's something I've been wanting to do for the last couple of days and haven't done. It's a review of a pepper that Jimmy Johnson sent me, amongst a couple other peppers that he forwarded to me in a box. Some really nice specimens. Of several different varieties, most of which I hadn't had before, including this one. This one is a BOC, upside down doesn't work, BOC, Boot Orange Copenhagen, crossed with a Reaper. It's a F2 stage, and he marked it with a name of Paul Willett from the UK. It's interesting, I honestly would not have guessed from the shape of the pods that would be the cross. And there's some pretty nice looking pods. But the Reapers I have grown out, and the Boot Orange Copenhagens I grew out last season were both pretty bumpy, pretty wrinkly. So I'm surprised that these are as smooth skinned as they are. So I wouldn't have guessed the cross just by looking at them. It's got a nice bright dark red, almost a maroonish red color to it, much like a nice ripe Reaper has to it. Almost has like a elongation on the bottom of it, like it had a 7-pot or a brain strain or a scorpion type something in it, but these are listed as a Boot Orange Copenhagen crossed with a Reaper. So I would expect it to have a pretty good amount of heat, obviously. It's got the BOC first, so I'm assuming that was the mother. BOC's is a very nice orange boot cross that I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, was out of Denmark, out of Copenhagen. Never mind, obviously I'm not focused. Pretty thick placenta coming up the middle. Oh my goodness, that's got me a little bit worried. Good amount of fruity, definitely fruity aroma from the juices came out of it. It almost has I forget what they call that, but when the pepper wants to grow another pepper on the inside of it, it almost has the start of that right here. Yeah, for sure. And look, little stinger. Can I get that on the camera? That's pretty cool. Little stinger coming out of that. There's a scientific name for it, and I forget what it is right now because I wasn't prepared for that when I cut it open. That's pretty cool though. So definitely a medium wall pepper. Nice insides, not too heavily seeded. Of course, the way that I cut it on the placenta might be hiding some, but that addition right there, that's pretty cool. So I'm pretty stoked about that. It's got a nice aroma to it. Slightly floral, but equally or more so fruity than floral. Interesting. This should be fun. I am gonna squeeze a couple seeds out of this, just in case. I'm not gonna mess with the placenta, but knock out 1 or 2 seeds. I don't need more than that. If it's a ripe pepper, then it's a ripe pepper. So all I did was just knock out a couple seeds so I can grow this out if I want to. Dude, I'm still tripping over that. That's pretty cool. A little pepper inside, a little stinger on it. I'm nerding out here. Kind of cool. So, interesting shape on the Boot Orange Copenhagen, crossed with a Reaper, F2. Yeah, definitely a medium wall, kind of crunchy, which is a little bit surprising. I mean, the Reapers I've had are relatively thin walled, not crunchy. Well, they can be, but they're thin walled, so there's not a whole lot of crunch to them. And the Boot, I've only grown out Boot Orange Copenhagen once, and the ones that I grew out last season look pretty true to form. You know, relatively elongated boot, but a little bit bumpier, and a nice sun-kissed orange color to it. This is a lot crunchier than either one of those of the parents, so it's kind of interesting. Getting a little bit bitter as I get close to the stem, just because there were a lot of seeds hidden behind that placental tissue that I cut right through the middle. I got a good cut right through the middle. Cool. So we're eating the Boot Orange Copenhagen times Reaper F2, given to me by Mr. Jimmy Johnson. I'm going to assume maybe he got his seeds from Paul Willett of the UK, United Kingdom, Britain, England. It's bitter, fruity, and floral at the same time. Interesting. Not one of them is overriding the other. It's an even mix, such that I like it actually. That combination all hitting you at the same time does a interesting juxtaposition on the taste buds. Bitterness is already gone. A little bit floral at the moment, but floral and fruity. If I didn't know any better, I'd say there's something else in this mix. I don't know. I'm not a pepper wizard, and I haven't eaten enough peppers to identify something by flavor in and of itself on its own, but be hard pressed to say them. I don't know. Refrain from saying that. It's a darn good flavor. Juicy. Making me salivate already. Just biting the tongue. A good amount of bite on the tongue, which is reminiscent of some other peppers not in this breed. Really the smooth texture, while it is elongated with wrinkles going down the length of it, almost a 5 lobe coming down into a pointed extrusion, which cuts off into 4 lobes, and the one that I just ate was almost identical, except for it was slightly hooked, curved. No hook, but that protrusion was bent. So this is an awesome flavored pepper, I'll tell you. That initial try combination of bitterness, floralness, and fruitiness changed immediately to floral and fruity. Floral subsided relatively quick. It's still there as I breathe out the nose, but what's in the mouth at the moment is almost more of a fruity flavor. Good amount of kick to it, good amount of burn, kicking around the tongue. Went from the tongue and started spreading out, starting to go back a little bit. Definitely kicked in a little bit of perspiration. Man, I'm glad I pulled out those couple seeds. I'll probably pull out the rest of these seeds as well. Not that I need them, but just give me like 5 seeds and I'm good. It's a damn good pepper. Excuse me. I will say that every pepper in that box that Jimmy sent me, they're all top quality peppers. And he's a grower that knows how to grow peppers and cut them at the right time, because they were all in pristine condition. They've been in the fridge for approximately 1 week, maybe minus 1 day, and they're still in excellent condition, nice ripe, or nice and firm, no soft tissue whatsoever. Flavor phenomenal. I like this a lot. The heat's good. It's hot. I'm gonna say if this is a BOC crossed with a Reaper, heat level is closer to the BOC. It's hot, but it's not over the top. It's not overwhelming, but it definitely has a good amount of heat. I mean, some people would probably like buckle over on this, but not me. And the flavor is actually just phenomenal. It just keeps, it's an overriding flavor. It almost reminds me of like a, I mean, honestly, almost like a habanero. I mean, it's got just that juicy, slightly fruity flavor to it, but this has a super duper kick to it. And this is fabulous. I guess maybe it's just to my liking personally. Good heat, attacking the tongue. It's not going anywhere else though. It's not getting the throat, not moving backwards, not going to my ears, not building anymore. I mean, it actually plateaued a little bit quicker than most super hots. Or it could have just been one of those that like, bam, it hits you and that's it. I mean, it's not going higher. There are some, I don't know what it is about the different capsinoids that some peppers have. Some peppers build, climb, like a creeper effect. Some are just in your face. Maybe this one was just a bam in your face. Really enjoying the flavor of this one. It is making my nose run though. Not really sweating anymore. It kicked out a little bit of sweat. It stopped relatively quick because it didn't keep climbing. But my nose is definitely running. Didn't start building up to my ears. No ear ringing, no ear alarms. Don't need the fire brigade or anything for the ears. So that puts it a little bit lower level on the heat scale. It's still a really hot pepper. Say lower end of super hot, but it definitely has the heat. But what this pepper has for me is an incredible flavor. And actually, it's got a really cool shape to it, if you think about it. Beautiful color. Nice shape to it. That protrusion out the bottom. I like that shot right there. It's a good pepper, Jimmy. A Mr. Paul Willett's got a nice cross going. Be happy to take some of those seeds and drop them in some dirt. See what some F3 does. For me, this would be something excellent in a powder. If I could get 1 or 2 plants of this fully loaded and just take that and make a straight powder just with this, possibly smoke it with some cherry wood, this would be the cat's meow. Hey Jimmy, thanks for sharing this pepper with me. It's a great pepper. Love the shape, that's for sure. This has been another visit to Willowbrook, Illinois with the Pepper Wolverine. Hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to keep doing it whether you like it or not. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if not, leave some comments about what I might do differently or change or whatever. Some feedback's always good. Hope Hope some people tune into it more than just me. Hope I'm not the only one viewing it, so it's all good. Jimmy Johnson, thanks for the pods. Thanks for the BOC Reaper. Just one man's take on a very good flavored pepper with a good amount of heat. Thanks. We'll do it again soon. Take it easy.